we just go? Can we just go? Think about where we're going. Can we just
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Haley. If you're new here, if you are, I would really love it if at the end of this video you give it a big thumbs up. That way I know you like videos like this one. And without further ado, just like the title said, we're just gonna go ahead and get right into all the fun college meal ideas. Real quick before we hop into that though, I do want to remind you, if you didn't check out last week's video, highly recommend, because it shares different ways that you can save money on groceries, especially in this current economy. So I definitely want you to not miss out on any of those tips and that advice. And without further ado, let's truly get started. So these can be broken down into a lunch category and a dinner category. Keep in mind, you probably can mix and match, but these are times a day when I would choose to eat these meals. So helping you out a bit, I categorized it in this way. The first one is street tacos. You guys have seen me eat this before, probably a few times, and it's one of my favorite go-to meals. So simple to make, easy to get so many great parts of your balanced diet into it. You can have some lettuce, you can switch out the meat, you can kind of mix and match however you want to or whatever you already have available, which is the best part about this meal. It's literally one of those, like, I have a ton of random things, how do I get rid of it? You can just put them all into a tortilla shell and boom, you have a meal right there. And with all of these, I'm gonna be leaving down below some like general easy recipes. I personally don't follow these recipes just because I figured out the way that I like to make these meals, but if you want somewhat of a structured guide, some place to start with, check out the description down below. Next is pulled pork sliders. Absolutely love this one too. Pulled pork sliders, so delicious, but my little twist on it is to use Sister Shumper's rolls as your little bun. Instead of using Hawaiian rolls, which I know a lot of people like to use whenever they're making some type of slider, I've even got my roommates hipped on this. Easily elevates the meal in a way that most people wouldn't think about. And following kind of back to the first one with the street taco, is to have some type of taco salad or burrito bowl. Again, this one's easy because you can throw in whatever you want, whatever you like. Sometimes I prefer to just buy materials for a taco salad than just actually making a taco in a tortilla shell. So that's my own personal preference, especially if you're a person who likes going to Chipotle and getting burrito bowls. This is a at-home, easier, less expensive way of accomplishing that same thing. So before we get into the dinner portion, just two more bonus meals. First one being Crockpot buffalo chicken dip. Something I personally have perfected. It's so simple. Just throw everything in a crock pot, let it simmer, let it congeal, and trust me, you will have a wonderful appetizer, an easy dip. And most times I eat it in place of a normal meal. Like, it's really filling, especially if you have enough meat in there. Really easy thing to make and to bring to parties, and it's usually a big hit. My final bonus item for the lunch section is personal pizzas. I did this a lot 2 years ago, really stemming out of the pandemic, finding creative ways to have meals that I could create that weren't the typical meals we were having day in and day out, being in lockdown, as everyone probably can remember. And so I actually showed this whole process of me making this personal pizza. I'm gonna be making a little homemade pizza. I am already preheating the oven for 350, so it's starting to preheat. This is the pan I'm going to use. I'm about to get some foil. I like using Reynolds wrap, but you really can use any of them. I like to just do this just for an easier setup situation. So I have foil here, flour tortillas, like the ones used for tacos. I just use this as my dough. That way I don't have to make dough. I know you can buy like the pizza dough from like Publix and stuff, but this is just a really simple gal's version of this, so we're using this. I usually only need like 1 to 2. It just depends on how hungry I am. I think I'm only gonna do 1 tonight because I'm not super hungry. I like to get marinara sauce, and I'm about to show you guys. So I like to use this one by Newman's Own, and it's the marinara. It's very tasty, so I'm gonna just take a little bit of this. So I'm gonna take this marinara sauce, and I just take a little spoon, as you can see here, and just take like that much, like a good amount, and put it on here, and then just start smoothing it out. And sometimes I put olive oil on the edges beforehand, but I'm really just hungry, so I'm just going ahead and making this work. You don't want to put too much, which is the key. I like to use Sargentos, the cheddar. Just take a good amount, like you see, like it went everywhere. I have some pepperonis. I'm using this on my salad, so I figured I would go ahead and throw this on top of the pizza. Final element, like this is the thing. Olive oil. I'm gonna put a capful, swirl it about like on top. This is what it looks like. If I wanted to, I gotta put olive oil around here if I wanted the edges to be really crispy. I'm going to set an alarm for about 10 to 15 minutes. Ooh, I think it's done now. I like how it's bubbling up like that. This is what the final product looks like. So yeah, that's basically how I make my personal pizza. It's very simple. Again, as you can see, very minimal items needed for that. Love how quick literally that whole process took. I'm not one for a whole drawn out hour-long meal prep, baking, wait time. I like something that's quick and easy. When I'm having a really busy college week, I like to meal prep at the beginning of the week. So now into the dinner portion, I have 3 meals that I want to share with you as well as a bonus meal. The first thing is chicken, veggies, and potatoes, aka I call this my sheet pan meal. You've probably seen this. I used to start off by buying frozen version, and I realized that it's something honestly very simple to make myself. Purchasing the chicken, cleaning it, seasoning it based on the way that I want it to be seasoned, buying little small potatoes, cutting those up, adding them and seasoning them as well, and then just choosing a variety of different vegetables, whether it's green beans, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, just throwing those also in the pan. It's really easy because everything's getting thrown in the pan. You season it all, you throw it in the oven, you take it out, and boom, you have a delicious meal that for me could last a whole week if I play my cards right. It allows me to have a lot of variety because I can switch out the vegetables, the starch, whether it's potatoes, the type of potato, as well as the way that I season the chicken, whether I want to have maybe like a Greek seasoning or an Italian seasoning, and it makes the meal totally different each and every time. That's my favorite part because I can get bored with a meal really quickly, so I like how this is something that I've mastered, I know the technique, and I'm still able to kind of switch it up every now and then. After that is Parmesan crusted chicken, and I like to pair this most times with mashed potatoes. Again, this is something very simple. It was inspired by my favorite meal from Longhorns, the Parmesan crusted chicken, and it's not quite to the Longhorns level. It's satisfactory enough for me. It's my at-home dupe, and I am a-okay with that. My last dinner item here is to use little steak tips or even fajita and mix it with some onions, some good peppers, all that together and make it like a little fajita or steak stir fry. Really filling, super delicious, and offers a great aroma in the house because when you're cooking up onions and peppers, it naturally makes people think you're like cooking up this really gourmet, really big, extravagant meal when most times it's not that much. So the one bonus item here is pork chop bites with cauliflower and mac and cheese. This is super delicious because you're able to have small little pork chop bites. It's very manageable, very easy. A lot of these meals are really one person friendly. If it does have a lot of leftovers, it's great because you can use it for other times throughout the week. Again, I like to pair this with cauliflower to get, you know, my veggies in, and then some mac and cheese to have a little starch. So those were all 6, plus obviously all different bonus college meal ideas that I have for you. Hopefully this helps you out. Again, give this video a big thumbs up if you like it. If you want me to do more of these, if you want to see me do another cook with me like I did last year, if you could comment down below fun meal idea that you like to prepare, that way I can try some new things and maybe down the line share your meal ideas. If you could also comment down below once you try any of these things, let me know how it goes. Let me know if you ended up modifying it, how that went. I love having conversations with you guys down in the comments. So let's just start a little discussion, a little thread down below. One, sharing one of your favorite meal ideas, whether it's simple, extravagant, something that's constantly on repeat in your recipe repertoire, as well as one thing that you decided from this video that you were going to prepare and you ended up trying, and just letting me know your feedback. And until next time, I will catch you guys on the flip side. Bye guys.